All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining us for Learn Kartra Live on creating courses. Pretty much, if you guys haven't attended one of these calls today, what we're going to do is just go through a slide presentation presenting you the material. Today is going to be on using the Kartra memberships feature to build courses or any other training programs that you might be interested in building. After that, I'll jump into a live demonstration. So I'll show you guys how to actually build your membership, go through all the settings and explain them to you. And then we'll open the floor for any questions that you have. So during the call, feel free to put your questions in the chat or just mark them down, and then feel free to raise your hand and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have about the topic here. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into it. So creating courses in Kartra. This again is done using the memberships feature. Now, memberships in Kartra, they can be used for a bunch of different things. Typically, obviously memberships is one of them. You could do it for training programs, courses. Pretty much what it allows you to do is create a content portal for hosting your content. As opposed to doing something like using the page builder and building a website, the membership builder gives you like one portal that you can create all of your content in. You're kind of locked into a set design, but it's pretty easy to navigate once you kind of understand how it all works. And we'll get into that in a little bit here. Kartra also provides you with plenty of tools for managing your members after they have already become members within your membership. So you can easily do things like review their profiles, see their progress, grant access, revoke access. All of those tools are available within your account as well. Now, today we're going to be going over using the membership builder. So that's kind of what my live demonstration is going to be. But this slide presentation will be sent out to you guys if you guys also want to watch a previous demonstration that was done by one of our top certified partners. And she goes into a little more of the conceptual, why you should do different things when you're building your membership a little bit. Today, we're going to be focusing mainly on a lot of the technical stuff. So if you guys, I highly recommend watching this demonstration as well tomorrow or whenever you guys get a chance to look at this slide. All right, so one of the important things that when you're creating your courses is setting up access levels. This essentially allows you to create tiers within your membership. So in this example, you can see like there's a bronze, silver, and gold tier, but based on kind of your needs, some people will do like a free versus a paid tier, or they'll separate their content based on different tiers. Something to think about as you're creating your course, you can kind of keep everything as one tier and one access level, but what tiers allow you to do is like say somebody is on the bronze level, they can see that you have extra content available in the silver and gold tiers, and they can, kind of upsell themselves in a way. They can kind of see that there's content locked and they might be piqued to, purchase that content from you directly. So it's a good idea to think about tiers, especially one good trick is to use a free tiered as kind of a lead magnet. So that way you're getting people into your membership. And then from there, you can upsell them the actual paid tier. And then when you're in your account, there is a difference between memberships and portals. You'll see portals as well, and I'll kind of show you where that is located. The difference between them is that every membership you create, you're going to have one login link for that membership. So you might create, 3, 4 different memberships. They're each going to have their own individual login link that people are going to access that content. Now, if you are someone that has multiple memberships, maybe you have 3, 4, I don't know, however many courses that you're creating, you can create a portal which will essentially allow you to create one login link for all of those memberships. So it's kind of like the tiers, where with the tiers within your own membership, you have different levels. With the membership portal, it's essentially creating one login space for all of your different memberships. And again, it upsells itself because when people are logging in, they can see the courses they have access to, as well as all of your other available courses that are locked for them. And then from there, they can click on one and purchase it to gain access from there. So great tools to use if you plan on having multiple memberships, or if you're using the same membership, I advise, setting up some access levels. That way people can kind of access your content and pay more, or, based on kind of how you're setting it up there. And lastly, we have selling your membership. So there's a few ways to grant membership access within your account. There are manual ways, free ways. I guess probably the main way that a lot of people will be getting access is selling that access. So in order to do that, you would need to create a product in your account. And when you're creating a product, you essentially want to link the Kartra membership to that. When you're creating a product, it should be one of the first things that you see is like, what is somebody actually getting when they purchase this? In that case, you just select Kartra membership, and then you select the price point associated with the tier. From there, anyone that purchases that product is going to automatically get access to your course. The system will send them their welcome email with all their login credentials, and they'll go in from there. So all you have to do is set up your product, link it to your course, and then sell that product. Any sale made, people are going to be automatically going into that course from you. No other manual work you have to do from your end. And of course, we have a bunch of training resources that you can access. Again, this slide presentation will be sent out to you guys tomorrow. If you guys want to access it, download and easily access all of these guides here. But let me go ahead and stop sharing this so that we can go into the account, and I'll show you guys how the membership system actually works. All right. So here is a Kartra account, and you'll see under memberships, this is where you're going to build out all of your courses, training programs, memberships, content libraries, whatever you are trying to build. Now, when you first go to the membership section of your account, you're going to see all of the memberships that you have built. If this is your first time being here, to create a new one, all you do is click the blue button in the top right corner of your account there. I'm just going to go through one that we already have built just to kind of use an example, and we'll go through all of the steps so that I can, provide you guys with all of that info. So setting memberships up in Kartra, I feel like it does take a while. Most of the time, it's going to be spent actually building out the content. But first, you're going to see things like the basic settings. So something to note here, the link to your membership's login page is at the top. So you'll see it right here under the name of your membership. Just something to note, if you have your own domain, you can change the URL from, the basic Kartra URL to your own domain. You can also choose to create your own login page instead of using the default login page. And I'll show you guys the difference between that once we go through all of these settings here. Now, membership details is going to be the first thing you'll see. This is the membership description. So just a public description of what your membership is. Good idea to kind of be descriptive of what is included within there. You do have a maximum of 120 characters though. The other thing to note here is that you are going to have to provide the system with your sales promotional page. This is the page that you plan on selling your membership from. The only reason why this is here is, like I explained when we were going through the slide presentation, there are certain areas of your account where people will have the ability to see your other courses if you have like a portal available, if you have different tiers. And if they are interested in purchasing that access, they can click a button that'll take them to this page to purchase that access. So if you don't have your sales page built yet, you can always kind of skip this step or put in a placeholder, but it's always important to come back and replace this with the actual sales page, landing page, wherever you're selling access to your course at, just so that people without access can go in and get it if they ever need to. And lastly, you just have the image here for your membership. It is a square image, but something to note is that it does get clipped into a circle size. So, just centering your image kind of in the center of that image, just so that nothing gets clipped off when it gets cropped into a circle. All right. Next is password protection. So password protection, obviously, like it sounds, is your content going to be available to the public for free, or is it going to require a password? Now, if it's password protected, people have to gain access, and the system will provide them with their login credentials that they'll use to go in and access their account. If it's not password protected, it kind of works like a website in a sense, where anyone that has access to the URL, login URL. In this case, it would be a login link since it's password protected, but if it's not, it would just be the URL to access the membership itself. And if it is not password protected, pretty much anyone with the URL can go in and access the content. So just something to note there as well. All right. So contents, again, this is going to be the main area that you're going to be spending most of the time building out your course, because this is where you're actually going to build it out, enter all of your content into the actual builder. Now the builder is broken down into 3 different sections. The top header is everything that is above your navigation bar. So your navigation bar is right here. You can see it has like the home, live classes, meal recipe book. In this case, you'll always have home to start, and that is the first page people are going to when they access your membership. And then from there, they can navigate through to the different categories, subcategories that you have set up. Above this navigation bar, you have some elements that allow you to change the design. This is all listed in the top header. So the first would be an announcement bar, and this goes at the very top. This is just, one announcement that you can kind of have listed throughout your membership. So we can say, announcement bar just to show you guys what it looks. You can even include a link if you ever want to, redirect people based on that, kind of used for like call to actions or anything like that. We'll change this and make it like an orange and save. And you can see it just puts a little bar at the top. You can only put one announcement bar in. So if you ever need to change it, you just edit it and change the announcement to something else. Next is the marquee, which will appear kind of under your logo. And this is just a nice image that'll go across a little banner in case you ever want to add some more design element, maybe your branding to your course. And then when you put it in, it'll just kind of sit below, right above this navigation bar here. So some design elements for you to get started. You also have this navigation bar here, which will have different areas like search, my profile, help, log out. You can't remove these, but you can rename them if you want. And then you also have your logo, which will appear on the left-hand side here. So making sure that you upload that just to get your branding a little more in there. All right, from there, you also have your sidebar contents. So this is everything that is appearing on the side of your course. Your sidebar can be on the left side like it is right now. You can put it on the right side if you want as well, and it will just change it to the right side, or you can have it on the left and the right side. You'll just have to put more content into that. Typically, I just like keeping it on the left or the right. Now, there's a few different elements that you can put in here. One is the host, and that's what you're seeing here, this like box with some, Instagram or social media icons that'll redirect you to your social media. You have a progress bar, which will show people how much they've completed of your course. If you're doing like a traditional course where you want to show people, how much they've completed towards their end goal. There is also the featured posts. So if you have a featured post or featured content that you want people to quickly navigate to, you can put that on the side. Maybe it's like a new post that was just released, so you want to give people quick and easy access to that. You can do that as well. Product is another one. If you're selling products, you can have a call to action for that product in your sidebar. And then lastly is the banner, which is kind of the one that gives you the most complete freedom. This was built using a banner. It's pretty much just an image that you are putting into your sidebar, and that image can have a link. So pretty much do things like make a image in Canva with like a fake button, since it can be clicked as a link, just giving people the prompt that they can click on it, and then from there they can be redirected to wherever. So just another design element for you to kind of get everything looking nice and pretty. So top bar and sidebar are all of kind of your ways to add a little design to your course. From there, all of your post contents are where you're actually putting your actual content into your course. And your posts are always going to be in this middle section here. So before we get into posts, I'll show you guys how to actually update your navigation bar. So here we have like home, live classes, meal recipe book, workout routines, member community, right? If we hit this edit button on the far right side here, this will let us edit our navigation bar, and we can set up different categories. We can set up subcategories within those categories if we want to kind of organize how all of our content is going to flow. So think about how you're going to kind of organize your content. Are you going to have your main subject as like, your different lessons or your chapters? And then from there, maybe you have your lessons listed under that. You kind of have 3 layers as to how you can organize your content with categories, subcategories, and then below that are posts. Or you don't have to have subcategories at all. You can just have a category and a post as well. So kind of 2 to 3 layers as to how you're going to organize it. Let me see if I have anyone set up like that. So yeah, you'll see here live classes is set up with just categories and posts. So if we go to schedule, you'll see like these are all of our individual posts that people are going. So there's no subcategories set up under this menu, but under meal recipe book, these are all set up as subcategories. So if we were to click one, there is a third layer of all of the actual individual recipes there. So it's kind of 3 layers for this one, 2 layers for this one. You can kind of use that to set up how you're going to organize your content as well. But as you're going in and creating these posts, pretty much anything can go into a post, whether it be video content, text content, images, download buttons, regular buttons for redirects, highlight boxes, opt-in forms. Pretty much anything that you're building in Kartra can also go in here, like surveys, calendars. In this example, there's a calendar sign up in this calendar, in this membership. So you're just dragging and dropping those different elements in. So say we wanted to add text to this post, we're just dragging a text box, putting it in there, and then editing the text directly within there. It's not like the page builder where you kind of have complete freedom of the design and how it's all going to look. You're locked into this set structure, and all you have to do is just drag and drop elements in, and they'll take up the whole row when you're dragging and dropping them in. And then as you're building out your course, you can always save your progress here on the right-hand side. And when you go to exit after you've kind of built everything out, let me just remove these from this course since we don't have them in this example before I save it. Hit actions, save and exit, and you'll see there are 3 designs to choose from. So it's going to kind of take your course that you've built and change the design a little bit, kind of reorganize all of the content to fit the structure that is available. I personally like the second one the most. I think it looks the cleanest, but you can kind of look through each one to see which one looks the best for you when you are building out your course there. Now, once we have built it all out, and something about the course contents is this is always live. So you can always go back to your membership and add more content, change things around. Your course customers are always going to see it. So when you update something and you save it, it'll be updated in the actual membership itself, and then all of your members will be able to see those changes as well. So it's something that you can make changes to on the fly, or as you're going to keep building out the membership and the content within it. All right. Next, we're going to go into all of the sort of back-end settings as to how the course is going to run. First is the comments. So this lets you drive a little bit of engagement on your posts if that's something that you want to do. So how the comments work is that people are able to add comments to any post that you have enabled comments on. So say in this example, we have our member community here, and that's the only section that we are enabling comments just to allow for some discussion. Whereas everything else, they're more of just standard like information, so we don't want people commenting on any of those. So it's up to you if you want to enable discussion on all of your posts. How it works is that people will comment. They can't kind of private message each other. It's all going to be public facing on your course. And any comment that goes through, you have the ability to automatically approve it or approve it manually. Anything automatically approved will, automatically go in when somebody makes a post, versus if you have to approve it, the comments will come in and you'll see 3 more comments were added, and then you have to kind of moderate them, say, all right, this one's approved, it'll go live, this one's declined, this one's deleted. So you give the approval for those comments there. Next is the access, and this is a big one. Like I said, it's just kind of where you're going to organize all the different tiers set up with your membership. There is a limit of 10 tiers, so that is something to note there. This one has 4 set up, and you can kind of use them to set up how you want your structure to be. So say, for example, you have like a free versus a pay tier, or you have a bronze, silver, gold tier, and then you're able to determine which content is associated with which tier. In this example, it's more of a fitness membership where the individual is selling workout routines, a meal recipe book, and live classes separately. So if somebody purchases the workout routines, they're only getting access to the workout routine section of the membership. Whereas somebody purchases the meal recipe book, they're only getting the access to the meal recipe book section, right? And you can create bundles of products that are giving people access to multiple of these different tiers. You can grant free access to give people a little taste of what they can expect when they, pay for your course. There's a few different options you have when you're setting up your tiers as to how you want people to go in and consume your content. In here, you also have the ability to drip feed your content as well. So if you're doing sort of like a standard course where maybe you want your content to appear every day, maybe somebody's getting something new, you can have your first post as instant access, meaning they're getting it immediately. And then maybe your second post comes one day after they sign up. And then from there, maybe you have they're getting the third post 2 days after they sign up and so forth, right? So you're letting people, every day they're kind of unlocking new content where they can go in and access that. The other option you have is to release things on a specific date. This is good if you're doing like something like a 12-day challenge, or, some people always have those like challenges where people are going in and completing things on specific dates. The only thing to note with this is that it really only works if all of your customers are starting at the same time, because that's how it's going to release for them, according to those dates. Anyone coming in after the date you have listed will automatically have that content. So just be mindful of that. All right. So that's drip feeding. We'll hit save. Down here, you have managing your locked posts. So anything that is locked, meaning these are things that people don't have access to. So say in our example, again, maybe you have a bronze, silver, gold tier, someone on your bronze tier, everything that's silver and gold would be locked for them, right? So they don't have access to it. You have the option to choose how that locked content is displayed to them. Is it displayed but unclickable, meaning they can see that it's there, but they can't, do anything with it. It just shows locked. You can display it and pop a teaser window. So it allows you to kind of set up a little advertisement for that content, maybe a little preview of what they can get if they do get access to it. Or you can don't display it at all so that it's kind of hidden completely from their view. All right. Next, we'll go on to progress, which is a big one if you are doing sort of a standard course, a training program. Progress allows you to force linear progression. So the options are don't display the progress bar, allows people to kind of jump between all of the content that you have available. If you hit yes, display the progress bar and force linear progression, anything that you select, people have to complete that post before they move on to the next post, before that one's unlocked. So kind of forces them to go in order. If you're someone that has like, chapters and lessons, before somebody can access lesson 2, they have to complete lesson 1 in a sense, right? So just forcing people to go through the standard flow of your course. You also have the yes, display progress bar and do not force linear progression. This option just displays the progress bar showing people what they've completed, but they can jump around since they're not locked into the linear progression there at all. All right. You also have the option to create a completion badge. It is a little limited though. You can't like fully customize or like, email them the badge or anything. You're just naming the badge, putting the text in there, and then choosing a kind of badge icon from the list of ones that we have available. Alrighty, and we're almost through it. Next is the help desk section. This is if you have access to a Kartra help desk system in your account, meaning you've created a help desk for your customers, just allows them to easily access your customer support help desk. But if you're not on the growth plan or you don't have a help desk created, you can just skip this portion altogether. And then lastly is one of the most important options, and this is the welcome. This is the email that people will receive from you once they gain access to your membership in any way, whether it be free access, paid access. This is the email that's pretty much giving them their login credentials. So good idea to edit this email. The important bits are just making sure that they have these dynamic variables, the login email, the login password. You can do access level if you wanted to. And another good option is to put like a member login link in there. I put it in with a button, but you can, kind of put it in as like a link or a redirect, kind of however you wanted to do it. but just making sure that it's providing them with these details. Now, how the password work is the system's going to generate a password for them for the first time. Once they log into their account, they are able to change their own password to whatever they want. Alrighty, and then we'll save exit. And lastly are any automations. So do you want to tag people that are getting access to your membership? Do you want to add anyone to a list that's getting access, add anyone to a sequence, or any other automations? If they, get access to the membership, I think there's a few other, granted access, remote access, completes access level, then you can have an automation running based on that action. So that is kind of a quick overview of memberships, just going through all of the different features. There are a few other areas I do want to show you here, just some additional things that I think are important with the membership. So the first one is granting access to your membership. How are you going to do that, right? The first option, again, is to create a product if you're doing paid access. And when you're creating a product, one of those first steps, you just choose Kartra membership, you choose the membership itself, and then you choose the access level associated with that product. So say this one's our workout routines product, and when purchasing this gets access to this tier. So, every kind of access level that you have, you will want to set up a product for. Otherwise, if you just have one sort of access level for your membership, you can just set up one product for that. And then anyone purchasing that product gets sent that membership welcome email with their login credentials, and they'll be able to log in from there. The other options are granting free access, and there's two ways to do that. The first is with a form. So if it's kind of a public access where you want people that are kind of finding your business to get free access, you can have a form that says, hey, fill out this form and gain access to my membership. What you'll do with that is when you are creating your form, you will want to create an automation with that form. So in the form setup, go to automations, and you'll see you'll have to set up a custom automation where if contact fills this form, then grant access to membership. And then you can choose the membership and the tier associated with it. In this case, we'll do the free tier, right? We can add, and now we have an automation running that says if somebody fills out this form, then they're going to get free access to my membership. So that is a way that you can give free access to anyone, that is not in your contact base. Otherwise, if they are a contact in your system, maybe they interacted with your business previously, purchased something from you in the past, you can find their profile. So I'll go down and, find myself here, open up their contact profile, go over to the memberships tab. And here you can manually grant access to them to any course that you have available. So I'll give them access to the live classes, hit subscribe, and now they have access to my membership. Here's also the place where you can revoke access for whatever reason. Maybe there's some reason why you want to kick somebody out of your course. You can just go over here to their memberships. You can see, oh, this person has access to my Finish Trainer membership, and then you can hit revoke membership access, and it'll get rid of that access for them. You can also go in here to resend membership welcome emails. So if somebody's like, hey, I don't know my password, I can't get in, you can just go here, resend the membership welcome email. They should receive it, and then it'll, provide them with their login credentials. They should also be able to change their password on your login page. There is a forgot password button right before the login where they can go to, correct their password if they need it as well. The other option is you can manually change that password if, for some reason they're not getting the emails or, there's just something difficult going on. You can go in here and manually change their password to something, provide them with their password, and they can log in and change it once they log in as well. Alrighty, so those are the ways to grant access to your memberships. Other than that, if you're going to memberships, the main thing we didn't go over is portals. So like I kind of showed you before, is every membership you create has its own login link and login page. And you'll kind of get that when you're clicking on the membership, it's listed at the top there. I'll show you again just so you guys can see it. listed at the top here, right? This is the link to the login page for each of your memberships. Now, if you are somebody that has multiple memberships, multiple courses that you're running, you can create a portal to sort of group them all together. So what a portal allows you to do, you can see this one has 4 memberships included with it. Just gives you one login link for all of your course content. So if somebody goes to your portal, let me go to link to it right here, just to kind of show you what it looks like. We can get this portal link, I'll copy it. Looks like this one was removed. All right, let me get another portal that we have just to show you. But pretty much how it works is you see a login page. It'll show you like all of the memberships that are associated with it, if you have access to them or if you don't. Go in here. Yeah, so it'll look something like this. The portal login, you can see all the memberships listed below. You can have your little design, your logo, all of kind of the design elements listed up here. Of course, this is a very bad example, but you can kind of see how it's all laid out. And then in here, you can see all of the courses. So maybe they have a bunch. If you had more, they could be able to scroll down and see all of the individual courses you're offering. And then they could say not a member. That would take them to the sales page. Access now. It'll let them log into the course with their email and password. So that is how the portal works, kind of upsells itself. If somebody's not a member for something, they can click that not a member button and then purchase. It'll redirect them to your sales page and they can purchase access from there. And then the only last thing I would say is for the login pages. Every course that you create, you're going to get a login page, but it's very, I would say, basic in a sense. You don't really get to customize it that much. To kind of show you guys what a login page looks like, the default one. Go here. So here's like the default login page for a membership, right? Very plain background, just has the image that you've uploaded and then the login here with your brand colors. Nothing very complicated. If you're someone that kind of wants to add a little more branding, you can create your own custom login page for a membership. What you just do is you'll go to pages, you can create a page here, and I don't know if we have, yeah. Membership login pages is one of the options there. So you can go there and choose from a design. And this essentially just lets you kind of, change the login for your membership to whatever kind of custom design that you want. Because with the page builder, you pretty much have complete freedom as to how you're going to design it. But when you're going in there, the main thing is login. Just making sure that you are replacing the button with the actual membership login form is the important part. So I'll show you that here real quick. If we go into the membership, and sorry that my it's going so slow here. So the not a member button should always take people to your sales page, again, because that is going to prompt people to purchase if they're not a member. So you would just link your sales page there, versus the login button will always be the login link. So you'll go to link, and then you can see down here, pop a membership login form, and then you'll choose your membership from there. So this lets you kind of customize the login page. This will be the page that you'll send people to, as opposed to the link that's generated in the membership section of your account. And then once you have that page built, you can go back to your membership login link and update that page. So essentially you'll go back to where you had your login link. So if we click on our course and we wait for the link to load, and then we'll just update this link to the page that we've created. So you get to choose the, the page from within your account, and that'll update the login link for your page there. All right. So that is pretty much it with courses. I think the main thing is just kind of your own custom, how you plan on building it out and structuring it. If I'm sure you guys have specific questions about your own use cases. So now's the time we're going to open the floor up for all of your questions. We'll go through them. I think, Amanda, do we have a bunch to go through? Okay. Then we'll go through them one by one. If you didn't ask your question in the chat feed, you can always feel free to raise your hand as well, and we'll get to you there. But yeah, happy to go into these questions just because I feel like this is where the specific use cases really come in. Can we do this? Is it not possible? What, things are you trying to accomplish?
Mm, awesome. So I'll start from the beginning. For replay purposes, I had tried to answer a few in the chat. Cheryl had asked, what's the length of the videos that are recorded here? For instance, modules need to be X number of minutes per clip, or what's the total capacity? So with videos, you do have the media center in your Kartra account, so you can upload videos, images, audio files, as well as document files, and then, utilize them throughout the platform while you're creating your membership. Each video upload has a maximum file size of 999 megabytes, but you technically have unlimited media storage, so you can upload as many videos and media as you want, and then use that throughout the platform while you're creating things. Someone had also asked, Crystal had also asked, in addition to this, is there any additional charge for people streaming or downloading the videos or PDFs in your membership site? There's no additional charge. She was referring to previously when we had bandwidth limits, but there are no more bandwidth limits. There's no media storage limits, so you're pretty unlimited at that point. So yep, those were those two questions just about
Yeah.
videos and media.
The only thing I would add to that is you can typically get a video up to about an hour and a half before it starts breaking that 999 megabyte limit. If your video is ever over that limit, there are ways to compress it. We use things like Handbrake, which web optimizes videos. So you can look into those options if you ever want to compress your videos down while still keeping the quality. But typically, yeah, unless your video is very, very high quality, like a 4K video, you'll typically be able to get a video up to like an hour and a half with it being within that limit.
Yeah, I've also posted a few links in the chat for articles to, optimizing your videos for web use before uploading them to Kartra, as well as how to create high quality optimized videos if you haven't even created them yet. So those are two great guides in the chat right now. Awesome. Okay. Next question was from Jennifer. If the course is password protected, but we want to use one piece of content as a lead magnet, how do we make it accessible without password? So generally, when you password protect a membership, that's going to password protect it entirely. And then, you can then sell access to that. If you wanted to offer it as a lead magnet, instead of selling it through a product checkout, you can offer it through a form opt-in. However, if the membership itself is password protected, you can't unpassword protect it just for those that opt in. They'll still need to, get their login credentials and log in. One option you could consider would be cloning the membership just for the free access people, and then having that one not password protected, so then they don't have to log in. But I kind of feel like in terms of lead magnets, the main purpose is to kind of obtain a lead. So that's collecting their email address so that you could, nurture and contact them after. So if your membership was not password protected, technically anybody visiting the membership link can see the content, kind of defeating the purpose of having people opt in to access it, and kind of missing that lead magnet part of it. So just kind of insight on that. Alex, any other advice?
Yeah, I would just say set up a free access level kind of like this one here and just grant access to that one individual post. People are still going to have to log in with a username password, but at least they're already getting their account started. If they, are interested in purchasing the rest of your course, they can just start from there. And like Amanda said, yeah, if you don't password protect it, pretty much anyone with the URL will be able to get it. So the only other suggestion I would say is maybe do it as like a PDF download, but then, they're not getting into your course at all. So, yeah, those are kind of the options you have to weigh there.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully that helped, Jennifer. Next question is from Crystal. With free access, can you use that to store free lead magnets and send lead the link to your success? Oh, sorry. And send lead the link in your success or thank you email when they use your opt-in form. So if they opt in through a form for the lead magnet for the free stuff, can you send the link for the membership in the success and thank you email? Yeah. So the form, so the form, when you create a form, you have the ability to enable it to send a welcome message. So after they opt in, it'll send them an email. You can include the link to the membership. However, they'll still need to also get their login credential. If it's password protected, they'll also need to get their login credentials. So you want to make sure to enable the membership welcome email, right, Alex? So they can get
Yeah.
it. And I think that kind of goes in the circle again of what we were mentioning earlier. If you don't have it password protected, then technically anybody can, click that link and access it. And then kind of defeats the purpose of lead magnet of collecting people and stuff. But I mean, yeah, you could technically enable the form welcome email and just pop in the membership link in there if you wanted to just give them the link in that aspect too.
Yeah. The membership welcome email will always be sent out when somebody gets access. So something to note is they're always going to get this email in addition to your form email that you're sending them. So if you don't want it, so it'll be like doubling up on the information if you're sending it to them in two places. Otherwise, you can just do like a simple thank you email for your form that says, hey, you should have received another email with your login credentials. Keep an eye out for that email so you can access your account. Would be like a good way to do that. But yeah, anytime somebody is getting access to your membership, whether they're filling out a form, purchasing a product, your membership welcome email is going to be sent out to them. So you don't have to worry about creating another email if you don't need to.
Okay, there was a little bit of follow-up at first. Jennifer. So Jennifer said that she was considering offering one video from the membership as a lead magnet, which she can pull from the media center. Oh, so that's what she wanted to offer was one video.
Yeah. If it's just one video and you don't want people to have to log in based on friction or anything like that, I would just deliver it through email as like a lead magnet, where you can have it as like a page would be the best way. Just add it as a email. That way, because if you want your course password protected and you're giving something away for free, just note the only way people are going to get into that is if they log in with their username password, and then they'll only go into that one section of your membership where that video is hosted. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So those two should be good. Next question was from Vivian. I have all my online courses in membership, but I haven't set them up as described today. No content or anything else, just the various parts of the online courses. If I want to add a membership as described today, do I have a limit? No. There's no limits. If you have access to feature tool to create assets, you can create unlimited of those assets. So you can create as many memberships as you like, and get into creating them more with these design aspects that Alex has been going through. So yeah, you can totally create as many as you like. Awesome. Okay. Next question was from Melody. On the basic membership default login, can you change the colors or is it all fixed design? So the default membership login page, so the one that's kind of white and it's just a square, there is a button on there, and you can change the color of the button. I believe that's controlled within the membership builder. When you select the accent color, whatever accent color you select within the membership builder, it will update that button color on the default membership login page. Yeah. I think yours is orange right now. Okay, yeah. So the header will be the header within the membership, and then the accent are the accent colors, and that accent color should carry across over to the membership, that default membership login page. And then the only other thing on there would be the default membership detail. So like the name, and then the image and stuff. But everything else will stay as is. Okay. Next question is from Alexandra. Where can I change the video settings so no one can download them from my Kartra online course? Just watch them, but not being able to download them. So if the video is embedded in the Kartra membership, they will basically be watching the video from the membership itself. I think the only way they have the option to download it would be if you send them to the default video page. And from there, there are some settings where you can, not give them the option to download. Click that, Alex. Click
Yep.
get video.
Yeah, so you
Or
want to
or
click
it's
get
coming.
video. Yeah. And
And
then
then
you'll
the
see a
Kartra
Kartra
hosted
hosted
page.
page. And then you'll want to deselect allow download, allow comments, autoplay. You can deselect
Yeah.
them all. Allow download
Yeah.
would be the big one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the only place that they would technically be able to download it. If you're putting it on a page or if you're putting it on the membership site, those are just going to be the video play itself. They'll need to watch it from wherever it's at.
Yeah. So add it to your membership as like the video asset,
Component.
right? Yeah. Don't put it in as like a downloadable file. Don't put it in as a link. Put it in as an actual video. And then, yeah, people will only be able to watch it. That's something else I
All right.
recommend is uploading your videos here first before adding to your membership. That way you can go through all of the settings for those videos. Because when you upload a video directly to your membership, you're not going to be able to edit things like the the individual settings, the splash image, the downloads, all the calls to actions. You can have a lot of more freedom when you're uploading it here first. Otherwise, yeah, you'll just upload it to your membership. Then you go to the video section of your account to make those changes.
All right. Let's see. So, Cheryl had asked, how long will this training replay video be available?
There's no limit. It won't expire. Yeah. So it'll be available tomorrow around 1 p.m. So same time that this started, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then it'll be emailed out to you. And then it should be available indefinitely. So if you guys don't have access, you can always reach out to us and we'll make sure that you are able to watch it.
Okay. Samaya, how do we create a customized domain path for each membership? How do we create a customized domain path for each membership? So each membership you create will have its own login page, and they'll have their own login page basically for access and stuff. And the URL that you're provided is a default Kartra URL. If you wanted to customize that with your own domain, you can connect any domains that you own to your Kartra account. And when you edit the membership login page, you can select the connected domain. But in regards to domains themselves, Kartra doesn't host or sell domains, so you will need to purchase that outside of Kartra through like a domain register platform and have it hosted with them and stuff. And then you'll come to Kartra, you'll connect the domain, and then you'll be able to utilize it with whatever URLs that can be your memberships or your pages and anything like that. So hopefully that helps answer that question. Okay. Let's see. So next question was from Chris. In the knowledge base, is there a simple flowchart to help with the membership setup when one is creating their first course or membership?
I don't think there is.
I
I
don't
know we
think we
have
have it.
training. Go ahead.
Yeah. We have articles in our knowledge base. We have articles that give you insight into the different types of configuration capabilities, but we don't have a full say flow chart with creating the membership. Really, when it comes down to it, it would be going through each of the going through the configuration wizard, going through each of the settings and just making sure they're set to what you need them. And then with building it in the membership builder itself, you just have a basic template to kind of work through.
Yeah.
Just so we
I
don't
would
miss something
say
in the membership setup and content.
Yeah, I would say build out all of your content first. It's going to take you the longest time, but this is, the actual membership itself. So I would always start with the content. And when you're in the builder, start with your navigation. So all of the different categories, subcategories, how it's laid out, right? How it's all structured and your posts from there. And I always recommend to kind of organizing it within a Word document or something. That way it's all laid out and you can just copy and paste the content into your membership. Makes it a lot quicker and easier that way than, building it out from here. But once you have all of your structure, then you can start building out the content itself. And then as kind of the last step, I'll go in and add the sidebar contents, the header contents, all the design elements to kick it off. And then from there, yeah, once the content is all built, that's when I typically start worrying about all the back end settings, because a lot of the things like the access levels and the, will rely on you having the content built first. So most of the time will be spent building out your contents. I would say don't move on to any other step till you're done building out your contents. And then from there, it's just a matter of going through the additional settings to make sure everything is set up properly. But yeah, we do have plenty of training resources. I just don't know if we have the ones that'll specifically walk you through how you need there.
Chris said, great idea. Thanks. Awesome. Right. Crystal had asked, do the videos in membership automatically track percent watched, or is that a setting? Videos do have analytics, and they're going to be base analytics
Yeah,
overall for everybody who has viewed. Go ahead,
right.
Alex.
I would say, yeah, the only way you can really track how long a video has been watched is to set up a tag within that video. So when you're uploading your videos to your account, you have this tag leads section here, and you can do a tag that says, I don't know, watched video or something like that at a time through the video, right? So you can set the timestamp of, I don't know, maybe it's 20 minutes into the video. And then if they make it to that timestamp, the system will tag them. And then you can review those tags to see, who has completely watched the video up to a certain point. Would be the only way you can kind of track that, I would think.
Yeah, the tagging, the individual leads. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Next question was from Krishna. I have a slightly different question. I have created my website and want to integrate the domains. Mine is with GoDaddy, but it's not connecting and my page is not live. Can someone help me on this, please? So with technical assistance like this, it would be best to be handled with the technical support team. They can kind of see what's wrong with the domain connection, if anything. So if anything, you could submit a support ticket to the technical team, provide them with a screenshot of the DNS settings or the CNAMEs that you have created in GoDaddy so they can take a look, double check if that's correct, and advise you on your next steps to get that connected.
Yeah. The only other
Tech
thing I could
support
say.
email address. Oh, you can access support directly from within your account. In the lower right corner, there is a help icon. Alex, can you click it so there you go. And then if you click the support icon, the support icon on the bottom next to help, that will direct you to the desk. It should either automatically log you in, or you can just log in from the top using your Kartra credentials, your account credentials, and then you can submit a ticket with them over there. Just give them a screenshot, they'll take a look, and get you on the right path.
Yep. The only other thing I would say in that, just regards listening to your question, is if you already have a website with GoDaddy and that's using your main domain, like www.yourwebsite.com, you won't be able to connect that to Kartra. You'll need to set up a subdomain in GoDaddy that you can connect to Kartra. So it would be like, I don't know, members.yourwebsite.com or sales.yourwebsite instead of a main domain. And you'll see like there's a difference between a main domain and a subdomain. So that is
She
just
says she
something to
does.
note there.
Oh yeah, she said she doesn't have a website with GoDaddy. She just purchased the
Okay.
domain, so she's good
Gotcha.
with
Yeah.
the
In
main
that
domain.
case, yeah, then yeah,
She's
definitely go
good.
to our support. They'll help you there.
Yeah. Okay, she's good. All right. Melody, if you do a live class, can that be automatically added to the course content, or do you have to download the recording and then upload it again? The second one.
Yep, the second one. You'll have to download the recording and upload it. Now you can have, like, if you're doing a live class with like a webinar or calendar, you can have the sign up in your membership. So like you can have your calendar sign up in your membership. You can have your your webinar registration in there for people to actually sign up for the event. But yeah, to actually attend the event or see a recording, they won't be able to do that through the membership themselves. They'll have to, you'll have to download the recording and then upload that as a video.
Yeah. All right. And awesome, awesome. Thanks. And then Jennifer. Oh, she says she's in the media center, videos, get video, Kartra hosted page, and she cannot toggle off the allowed download option.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's very strange. I've
That's
never seen it. Yeah, so if you click on the video, go to get video, right? That's what she's saying. Kartra hosted page,
host
and then you
page.
can't deselect allow
Talk.
download.
Yeah, so if it's grayed out, then it's deselected.
It's
If
already
it's blue,
deselected,
then
yeah.
it's yeah. So that's a bit odd to me.
Yeah, I've never seen it not
I've
allow
never seen
download.
it stuck like that before. But if you aren't able to toggle it off, we could always, I think if so, something like that, we might want to ask support to kind of see if there's
Yeah,
something wrong with it.
there
If
there
it's a
could also
deeper
be a
technical
reason
aspect.
why it's not toggling off. Maybe it's being used somewhere. I'm not sure if there's anything that would prevent it from downloading.
Oh, Jennifer's raising her hand. Go ahead and
I am using the video in a membership. So would that prevent it from being downloaded?
No, typically it wouldn't, right? Yeah, because like this is a video that we're have in a membership, this one. And if I were to go to Kartra hosted page, allow download, yeah, I can deselect everything. So yeah, very strange.
Okay, I'll reach out to help. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, we got some more. Let me make sure that was Jennifer. Okay. Alexandra. Okay, yeah, that looks weird. But Alexandra asked, membership access. I have an online course of 4 weeks. The first week unlocks after the payment straight away, but then each week unlocks after a week. What exactly do I need to set up in access and locked post to display the first week straight away and the other ones to be unclickable for the first week until they get unlocked too? Okay.
Yep.
Alex, go ahead.
So yeah, you'll want to drip feed that. So if we go to memberships, you'll want to go to the access levels. Excuse me. Go to access levels, and then you'll see your membership access levels. And then everything that's available for the first week, you want to have instant access, right? Everything that is available week 2, you'll go down to those posts and you'll say these unlock 7 days after sign up. And you'll do that for everything that is unlocking on week 2, 7 days after sign up. Then we'll go to like, week 3, maybe this is our week 3, and we'll do 14 days after sign up, right? So that's pretty much how you'll set it up. Is you'll drip feed it everything that they're getting immediately, they'll get instant access. Everything they're getting a week later, you'll make 7 days later, and then everything that's, so on and so forth. Just keep adding those 7 days, and that's how it'll unlock for those people.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted. I was answering another question. Okay, so I just answered Alexandra's. Okay, Chris. And then Attain Wellness, I just responded to you. The session is recorded and we'll send you the replay tomorrow in our follow-up email. They came in super late. Chris, can the drip setting be attached to a weekly payment to access the week's content?
No. So the way the drip setting works is that it's basically granting access. They already have to have access to the tier, and this is unlocking it for them if they have access to it. If they don't have access to something, like if they didn't pay for something, like say somebody purchased my workout routines but didn't pay for my meal recipe book, it's not like this would unlock based on a next payment. They would have to like purchase a new product to unlock that tier. So yeah, that's
I mean, you can, let me read it one more time. Can the drip setting attached to payment? So
I would say you can set up products with, can you bill
yeah,
weekly with products?
I think you can set up a product with a weekly reoccurring payment in that aspect. And then so you'll technically be billing them on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But it won't be direct, but you can't tie the billing directly with the drip schedule. You just have to set up both of them so that they match.
Yeah. So I would set up a product with your weekly payments, right? That way they're paying you every week. And then what you can do is with your membership, there are ways to kind of revoke access either immediately or after the payment period. That's this instant versus delayed cancellation down here. If you do instant cancellation, if they don't pay for that week, their membership access is lost and they won't be able to access it at all. Now, the thing with that is they also won't be able to access it kind of all of the previous content that they've had access to. Like they'll lose full access to your membership course. So that is only just one thing to consider. Otherwise, yeah, you can have your weekly payment and then instant cancellation that's preventing people from getting in if they don't pay. There is also the delayed cancellation, which will lose them access during the next payment period. So if they, don't pay 1 week, they'll still have access until, the next week. And if they fail to pay, that again, then they'll lose access entirely. So that would be the only thing I can think of that comes close to what you're trying to accomplish.
Just says, got it. Thanks. Great to know. You both are awesome. You guys are all awesome too for being here with us. Let's see. So Chris. Okay, last one. Crystal. Add-on question to unlock by payment. Can you choose a particular user and then turn off access if they don't pay on schedule? Oh, I think Alex answered my last question.
He just answered that. Thank you.
Okay.
So you guys are just so fast.
Yeah. Yep. You can instantly cancel or delay it within that product setup based on, if they miss a payment or not. The other way, if you ever want to do that, like I showed you earlier, is if there's someone that's, giving you trouble for whatever reason, you can just go to contacts, find that contact, and then manually revoke access to the membership. The only thing is, I don't know if you revoke access to a membership, does the product still go, right? Like their subscription? I'm not too sure. That's the only thing I haven't tested.
If you directly just revoke membership, the billing will still bill.
Yeah,
so
the order
if you're
will
ever
still
trying
bill.
to save, Yeah, if you're ever wanting to like help someone cancel, you don't just cancel the membership access. You ultimately have to cancel the product subscription, and then that will go ahead and help you will automatically revoke the membership access. So always remember, it's what they're paying for, the product.
Yeah, and you'll see that under orders. Don't have any under this account, but yeah, if you ever need to cancel a product, you'll see it under their orders.
All right, that's all the questions we got.
Awesome.
Finished
Yeah.
good on time today.
Yeah, pretty good on time, everyone. Appreciate you guys joining us. I know courses is a big one. Like I said, most of the time when you're building out, everything is going to be in that course content. So I'd say review our training materials, kind of get your courses built first, and then you can worry about all of the other settings on the back end, because really getting your course built is the hard part, in my opinion. The easy part is just going through all the settings and getting everything set up. But once you have your course built, everything will, fall into place for you. And we're always here to help if you get stuck along the way. Also, our next event, we host these every 2 weeks. So the next one will be on, what date is it? I don't know what two products. The 18th, right? So March 18th on selling products. So we'll go over creating products, all the different payment structures, how you can manage your payments, create sales pages, things like that. So if you're interested in that second part, join us for that next event. We'll be happy to see you there. And yeah. Appreciate you all joining us today at these events. We enjoy doing them. It's always great to have your guys' feedback and to see that you guys are, building away. And I hope that if you ever get stuck, you just reach out to us. Like Amanda displayed, you can just reach out to support, and the recording will be emailed to you guys tomorrow, so you can always respond to that email as well to get in touch with us. But all right, guys, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and we'll see you in the next one if you join us. Bye.